Let's go about 5 health benefits of tomatoes. Are tomatoes good for you? Definitely they are, especially because it contains beta carotene, and without beta carotene, you cannot have vitamin A. When you have vitamin A from vegetables and other sources, if you do not have proper beta carotene, you cannot absorb vitamin A in your body. So you have a lot of beta carotene in tomatoes. Here you have lycopene. This is the most important one for beating your cancer. If you have developed cancer, you should have tomatoes, and especially if you keep on having tomatoes, especially cooked, this will beat your cancer. So the best medicine for your cancer, especially prostate cancer, means prostate cancer, lycopene is very vital. So you have a lot of lycopene in tomatoes, but the thing is that if you have cooked tomatoes, it will be even better for you. And tomatoes have a lot of vitamin C. All of these are antioxidants, and they protect against cell damage. Cell damage is very vital, very dangerous for your health, and lycopene, tomatoes, these will help get rid of cell damage. Research has shown that nutrients in tomatoes and tomato products might reduce your risk of heart disease, neurodegenerative disease, and type 2 diabetes. People often consider tomatoes a vegetable for nutritional culinary purposes due to their taste and their use in meals and nutrient content. Tomatoes come in many types, including cherry, grape, and Roma, and are technically a fruit because they fit the botanical definition of one. Linked to low cancer risk, several studies have found that men with high intakes of tomatoes, particularly cooked tomatoes, they have reduced prostate cancer risk. Beta-carotene and lycopene antioxidants in tomatoes might have anti-cancer properties. Antioxidants protect against the kind of DNA damaging cells that can lead to the development of cancer and cause cancer cells to die off. Number 2, it helps improve heart health. A tomato-rich diet may reduce your risk of heart disease, the leading cause of death for adults in the US. One review reported that a high intake of lycopene as well as high blood levels of antioxidant, they reduce heart disease risk by 14%. Another study examined the effects of eating tomatoes, tomato sauce, and gazpacho, a cold tomato soup, on blood pressure in older adults, high blood pressure or hypertension, that is a risk factor for heart disease. The researchers found that increased tomato intake resulted in a 36% risk decrease for high blood pressure. Number 3, tomato may prevent constipation as it has a lot of fiber. It can prevent you from having constipation. Inadequate fiber intake can trigger constipation, and eating tomatoes, this is the source of insoluble and insoluble fiber, and eating tomatoes may help if you have problems related to constipation. Soluble fiber retains water to create a gel-like texture during digestion, while insoluble fiber adds bulk to stool. Both of those changes form waste that's easy to pass. In particular, the cellulose, hemicelluloses, and pectin fibers in tomatoes are resistant to digestion in the large intestine and help form a healthy stool. Number 4, it might reduce type 2 diabetes risk. Nearly 15% of adults in the US have diabetes. Another 38% of adults have prediabetes and higher than normal blood sugar. Some evidence has suggested that lycopene might prevent type 2 diabetes by protecting cells from damage and reducing inflammation. Number 5, it supports brain health. More than 6 million adults aged 65 and older in the US have Alzheimer's disease, a form of dementia that affects behavior, memory, and thinking. There is no cure for AD, and the condition worsens over time. Some evidence has suggested the antioxidants in tomatoes, such as lycopene, may protect against AD. Research has found, for example, a slower declining cognitive function among people aged 70 and older with a higher lycopene intake than others. More human research, specifically on adults aged 60 to 65, is needed to better understand the possible protective benefits of tomatoes and AD. Nutrition of tomatoes. One whole raw tomato provides the following nutrients: calories 22.5 gram, fat 0.25 grams, sodium 6.25 milligrams, carbohydrates 4.86 gram, fiber 1.5 gram, added sugars no protein. Even it has protein, it contains 1.5 gram protein if you have an average size of tomato. Whole fresh tomatoes are also a source of several micronutrients. Folate, it has a lot of folate. Folate helps produce DNA. It forms red blood cells to prevent anemia, and it also works with vitamins B12 and C. Vitamin C to break down, use, and create new proteins and tissues. Tomatoes has potassium, and potassium helps build proteins in your body. It breaks down and uses carbs and regulates heart rhythm and pH balance. It has a lot of vitamin C, acts as an antioxidant. It promotes healing. It helps your body absorb iron. Vitamin K it contains, and it aids in blood clotting and helps maintain strong bones. So you have a lot of benefits if you have tomatoes, especially when you have cooked tomatoes. So you can blend and you can sip and you can swallow, you can cook, and any other way, every way you can have tomato that may help you a lot. Thank you.